Welcome back, folks, and this week we are tackling the hallway, getting ready to paint. Ta-da! Magic! My battery cut out and the shelves were instantly emptied. So with my ADHD brain, I'm in the business of not wasting time. I'm waiting for a new pot of paint for the front room. So here we are getting the hallway ready because I do have paint for the hallway. So let's get cracking. This is how we dry quilts in the winter. We just throw them over a ladder in the hallway. Perfect when you're needing to wash them every couple of days. This box on the cage here, it's all full of bits and pieces that are ready for charity or to sell or just to go in the loft until after Christmas. These tubs, they're full of event decor that I regularly use to decorate our village hall, and we have had events before like weddings and birthdays and all sorts, and we use the money generated from that little side hustle for going into Memphis and Friends, and our page for supporting that is Vickery's Events, and it's just going to be like a little venture that I can pass on to my kids as well. If they don't want to work for other people when they grow up, they can work for themselves. Even this little key box has not escaped the mould. Going through this hallway, I discovered that every inch of it needed cleaning. Nothing was even ready to be painted. There are some serious spider webs and dust in this hallway, especially all over the shelves and all in the corners as well. I've got the Wi-Fi behind this little door here. See where I'm dusting right there? Because Memphis keeps attacking the Wi-Fi and trying to yank it out. You might have heard that some people are actually sensitive to electricity, and they can hear when it's on. Well, I think maybe Memphis is sensitive to the radiation that's being emitted from the hubs. I was actually pleasantly surprised about how clean this area actually is. Because when Duchess is in her shedding stage, it gets full with hair, absolutely full. And there was once a time when we didn't have decking in the garden and it was an absolute mud swamp. And she would come in and there would be mud everywhere, all over the place, and there would be a layer of mud dust on absolutely everything. Now that was an overwhelming time for me, definitely. This is easy peasy. You can see that this wall is covered in mould, and that's quite unusual for this wall. Normally it's just mud that's on this wall. I'm using the mop because I'm avoiding going on my knees at the moment. No particular reason, just that I'm getting older and I gotta look after them. So many little nooks and crannies in the hallway to get my nails stuck into to really clean properly. Tiring on the joints though. So my daughter saw me in this dress for the first time and she said I needed to grow up. So I was like, never! When you let go of those expectations, everything gets better. I've learnt something new this week. Or half of this video was in pretty much darkness just because it's a hallway. So I have learnt that there's a contrast button, and I have brightened up some of the part of the videos. So this little section is covered in banana, courtesy of Memphis. And it's not coming off very well with the soapy water. So this is one of those little areas where Memphis likes to bring in mud and squish it all over the wall. And that is him now, helping me narrate. Yep, so layer of mud on everything, but believe it or not as thick as it used to be. you might be noticing that there are locks on all the downstairs doors on the outside. That is because Memphis will go in any room and he will eat all of the substances available. All my daughters, he loves her tanning creams, and he loves to go in the bathroom and drink all the conditioner, and he'll go in the kitchen and spill all the fairy liquid everywhere. Absolutely loves messy play. So for some unknown reason, this door has gotten really filthy. It's my daughter's room from the hallway. And in all of the 10 years that we've been here, it's never been this filthy before. And it's actually got black mould all over it as well. It's also in the centre of the house, which is unusual as well, because normally the walls on the outer parts of the house are the ones that get mouldy. But no, we gotta break the rules in this house. And this room is one of two rooms that I allow the heater to be on throughout the winter, just because it gets so moldy in here and super cold. It's like they're cut off from the main house so they don't get the heat from the log burner. So they definitely need the heating on all the time. Wow, now what a clutter-free hallway. Almost clutter-free. Interrupt this broadcast for an important announcement. Stormbird has turned this tree inside out. Resident Stephanie explains what happened. Well, Steph, truth be told, this tree's not been at its best for quite a while now. It's been tangled up in the ivy and it's been suffocated. So, personally, I've been manifesting that something would happen to this tree so that I wouldn't feel so guilty about chopping it down. And I can't wait for all the lovely firewood next year. It's going to be great. If you want a good way to work out, put all your shit on the stairs and take it all up one little pile at a time, up and down the stairs. Very good for you. Believe it or not, this is with the brightness filter being turned all the way up. I've always been obsessed with photos. Every time my kids had a school photo, I would buy them because they are just important memory milestones. And I've always been a bit paranoid that I'm going to get Alzheimer's and lose my memory, and I just want all these memories to be kept safe. So much mold everywhere. Ugh. I think I will wait for Black Friday and then buy all those dehumidifier things. Get a few of them. But last time we did have a big one and Memphis just attacked it all the time. So I'm just going to have to carefully put it in rooms that he's not going to go in and that I usually locked. So probably not in this hallway. Okay, so first coat of Astonished Mold and Mildew goes on. And the little ceiling is moldy as well, so I just spray that on the edge there. That's why it's dripping everywhere. And this is my little collection of little houses, Lilliput Lane. And I just get them mostly from Christmas presents, but you can pick up big bundles on the internet and at car boot sales. And they're brilliant. They're little miniature versions of mostly real houses. And I love that. And just all the detail into them is just amazing. All the little bits. It is a pain in the ass to remove everything though and actually get to the wall to paint it. And then with all my hoard of Christmas decorations as well, there's nowhere else for it to go, so I have to replace everything on the shelves with the Christmas decks. You'll see what I mean. Right, so second spray is for the scrubbing. so glad you can see just enough to get that satisfying shot of the mould disappearing beneath my hands. Unfortunately, I am a short ass and I do have short arms as well, so I can't get all the way up to the coving. It is unfortunate. I'll have to get the mop on that bit. So I had been scrubbing for a while in circles before this, and I was realizing nothing's coming off like it usually does. And so then I started scrubbing in lines diagonally, and actually stuff was coming off. It must have been the texture of the wall, not getting in all those tiny weeny little gaps. So very pleased about that. So I was starting to think, how the hell am I going to get this wall clean if it's not coming off? It's going to take a whole lot of elbow grease. Oh, silly me, can't see anything. There we go. Do you know, the volume of the scrubbing is really annoying me today. I've had to turn the video down all the time. And those water sounds are the babysitter. Memphis is in the shower. He's right behind me. I can see him and I can hear him. Perfectly safe. I know lots of YouTubers, they go around their house and they feel really sad about all their mess and all their dirt that they have to clean up, but you know what, I love it. I love a good mess, and the bigger the better, because the bigger reward you get. Just makes sense. Now, speaking of nooks and crannies, this section absolutely does my head in. It gets so filthy and it just aches my hand to try and get in and out of all these little spaces. I mean, who the heck designed it this way? Why?
Oops. Oops.
One of the kids has kindly offered to sand the banister for me. They just love the power tools. Definitely going to use my lamp when I'm painting this room next time. Everything is so dark. So I gotta go before he starts flooding the place. Let me leave you with some befores and after. Hope it is as satisfying as it was for me. Thanks for watching.